Hey, everybody. Welcome. This is Jackie from GrowWithNoName.com, and we're here today with Brad Pilon, the author of the controversial nutrition program, Eat, Stop, Eat. And we're going to get into some nitty-gritty today about the art of intermittent fasting for health and weight control. So welcome, Brad.
Welcome. Thank you for having me, Jackie.
Yeah, it's awesome. So why don't we just start off with you telling us a little bit more about yourself and your background?
Yeah, well, a little bit about me. I've been sort of in the nutrition game for as long as I can remember. I did the whole work in the supplement shop when I was in high school, and then from high school I went to university and did a degree in nutrition. From university, I went and actually worked in the sports supplement industry in one of the world's larger sports supplement companies. And after 6 or 7 years of that, I got sort of tired of that game, and I left to go back to school. And while doing my graduate work after being in the industry, that's when I sort of came upon the ideas that ended up with me writing Eat, Stop, Eat. So someone who's been in nutrition for, seems like forever, and been on kind of, well, both sides of the fence, right? I've been involved in the development and marketing of, majority of the sports supplements you probably know of today. And I've been on the extreme opposite side, which is the Eat, Stop, Eat side, telling people to take a break from eating once in a while. So that's sort of me and my background in a nutshell.
Oh, okay, awesome. Well, obviously I'm sitting here in the presence of greatness with a pro, so that's great because I really want to get right down to it. So let's answer the biggest question first that I'm sure everybody has right now, and that what exactly is intermittent fasting? What does that mean?
Well, intermittent fasting is a very complex term to describe the idea of taking a break from eating every once in a while. I mean, that's really all it is. When I did my graduate research, I did my research on the idea of short-term fasting, which was fasting between a time of 12 hours and 72 hours. So roughly a half day to 3 days without food. Intermittent fasting is simply taking a break from eating within that range, occasionally. And so it's been made to be something complex or very scientific, but really all it is the study and application of stopping eating for a while. It's novel because currently in North America, we're sort of taught to eat as much and as often as possible, and then what we do is just sort of rotate in and out the fad foods that are healthy for you at the time. But the intermittent fasting is sort of the opposite idea, which is simply taking a break and not eating and see what happens. So that's all it really is. It's just a practice of taking breaks from eating and I guess doing it with some sort of purpose of either weight loss or a health benefit.
Okay. That sounds great, but I know that there's some people out there right now that are feeling a little bit skeptical because there's so much mass hysteria out there from the fitness and health industries that say you should eat every 3 hours to keep your metabolism high in order to lose weight, and this kind of, flies in the face of that theory. So tell me this, will fasting actually slow down your metabolism?
No, that's a great question. And you know what? Up until a couple of years ago, I would have been right on board with that skepticism. I mean, I designed or helped design some of the most popular selling metabolism boosters that are on the market today. So I'm well aware of the idea that you have this sort of ability to control your metabolism. In fact, I had that same sort of idea when I went to do my graduate work. It's one of the things I was looking into. My original idea when doing my research was to look into sort of creating the perfect diet. And to do that, what I thought is let's start somewhere, with some sort of base level. So let's look at what happens when you don't eat. Let's explore all the horrible, nasty things that happen to your body. And then, I'll build my perfect diet on top of that. So it was when I started looking into the research, specifically the research on metabolism, when I started to realize that, something wasn't quite connecting. Because I had been taught from being in the sort of the marketplace that your metabolism could be sped up by food and slowed down. It could even, it could stall, all these things. And then I'm finding this research of, people that aren't eating for 3 days straight having no change on their metabolism or the metabolic rate, how many calories they're burning. And that's what led me to believe, I'm like, wow, if people aren't slowing to a stall, or basically just complete standstill after 3 days, then why on earth do I think that, metabolism are going to slow down if you don't eat every 3 hours? It turns out this is one of sort of the largest myths in our industry today, is that our metabolism is hypersensitive to what we eat and how we eat and when we eat. As it turns out, it just doesn't